About 10 hours ago, this was literally me on the worst day of my life on a deep sea fishing trip. You guys could see I'm kind of burnt and also was not expecting how bad the weather was going to be. So I'm glad I could still be around to make this video and finally feeling a little bit better now that the seasick is gone. Because if you guys missed what was going on in Pro League just yesterday, well, you missed a big one. You missed a really good storyline as well, and teams showing up in some, honestly, some unexpected fashion, some very expected fashion. So like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date. First set of Pro League matches for North America, Group A versus Group B. Team Falcons showing up in the dominant fashion we expected them to as the quote super team. Now, of course, this wasn't always consistent throughout scrims, so we'll see if they keep this trajectory going over the next couple of weeks and months. But people are expecting for them to. Obviously, a very talented team, so much capability with this roster. Not only did they get first place, but they kind of like just swooped away the competition. 44 kills in first place. The second place team only got 20 kills. I think the closest other second as far as kills goes was 28. So they, nearly doubled that. These guys are just playing really, really good right now. Also, tripods in second place, and it was also nearly over a 30-point difference, by the way, from first to second. You can see 83 for first, 52 for second, but tripods in second is still very huge. They didn't actually win a single game despite getting that high, but Deeds, Onmu, Gent, these guys have been doing so good since coming together, and I think everybody knew this roster was going to succeed. It just was a matter of time. Voltic, obviously a great coach here as well. I'm happy to see tripods there. It's also a conversation about what organization are they going to get signed to at what point. And then SSG, the other quote super team in the top 3 as well. No surprises, honestly, when it comes to day one, besides a couple of teams, which we'll talk about in just a second. But Oxygen Esports, honestly, don't shoot the messenger, but I felt like this was a surprise. They've really struggled in scrims, but this is why you really don't need to take scrims to the bank. We saw it last year, right? XSET did really good in scrims, but failed to get into Split 1 playoffs. So what really matters is, of course, Pro League itself. So Oxygen Esports playing with their new third Frex. Very excited for this. Looks like they are going to be a very strong team to play with in this. And also, you got to consider the drafts that are going on for the POIs. Of course, that could always have something to do with it as well. 5th place, NRG, right? The new or former XSET team, now known as NRG, with Reptar, Fun, and Knock. Very glad to see. And honestly, if you hadn't seen these games, they actually weren't even doing that good until they got some good end games that just kind of sneaked them out into this. But very good and very solid spot for them. LG also in top 6, no surprise, solid team. CCE, Skidmark, Weave, and Not Moist in the top 10. Then you go into some of, I guess I would have thought TSM did a little better, but still not bad, right? TSM in 11th place, 11 kills, 31 points overall. That's Reps, Verhulst, and Zap, of course. Then there was a clip as well of how eliminating TSM, everybody is like, man, this just feels so weird watching this stuff happen. Then you've got Team Yup in 12th, Board in 13th, Complexity in 14th. And then you got Ape Gang, EC, Edgers, most hated. And what I thought was to be a surprise was Elevate. This is a team that did really good in the last day of scrims with a back-to-back top 5, I think 3rd and 5th. They've also had some really good consistency over the last couple of weeks since making this roster. Slayer and Lux with Zach. I just thought it was going, and maybe it will work, right? It's just one day. It's really nothing to go crazy about, but definitely not the performance they were looking for. And then NGNL in 20th place as well. So then you go to the reactions you had from this. Of course, Imperial Hal giving the traditional Imperial Hal reaction. I really love that he's become the villain at this point. Hal's always been the fan favorite, and he kind of to some degree still is. But he's also building this super team, which kind of puts a target on their back. And I like Hal being the heel of the conversations at this point, if I'm being honest with you. So number 1, first day in Pro League. Are you even surprised? GG's. We play again tomorrow at 5 p.m. CT. Of course, that's actually today. This was from yesterday's tweet. So very excited to see how Falcons do in the next set of matches. Then you've got Zero coming out first in Pro League. Number 1 kills with the duo. Hard work boosting a new player, but not a bad day. So overall damage, Hal had the most. Overall kills, Jan and Zero had the most. So very excited to see how it all ends. How much for TSM, their coach, coming out to say we will be better. Of course, everybody I think is kind of just starting to switch a little bit. They know that with Dark Zero being the former villain and then Hal joining in on that, Hal kind of becomes the villain in that. And TSM with Verhulst and Reps, they've always been these good, innocent guys. I think they're becoming the fan favorites to some degree. People want to see them do really solid. So Talmadge coming out, we will do better. We will get better, and they're going to get there. And I'm very excited to see TSM get there as well. Then also the overall standings, and remember, this is very, very important, especially as lands go on. North America, I think North America is capped out at like how many land spots they can have, but other teams are getting some land spots as well. I think APAC North got a new land spot because of how well they performed at Split 1 playoff. But North America overall, currently the top, out of the 30 teams that are here, I think you're going to want to get top 12. We're not even towards the end of Pro League. Doesn't even matter right now. Just saying, right? A good start is very important. Falcons in first, Tripods in second, SSG in third, Oxygen fourth. The same lineup we just read. But don't forget, they don't translate based on the points that they got in game. It goes based on the placements that they got. So getting first place gives you 25 points, second and 21. There are some bonuses you can get in there as well. They're very hard to get though, so I wouldn't really look too much into them. But obviously you're going to have these other teams that didn't get to playing in today's game. So I'm going to be very excited to see Cloud9, Furia, Disguised, Liquid, Stallions joining, and Vanity Native in with the groups that you saw from earlier with Falcons and Co. So it's going to be Group A versus Group C. And just to kind of give a little bit of a rundown on who's going to be in these games, it's going to be CCE, Cloud9, Elevate, NRG, Furia, then also SSG, Oxygen Esports, Liquid, Alienware, Native Gaming, Stallions, Temper, SSG, Falcons, Tripods, Weave, Vanity, and Yup. So really a heavy hitting day in this one. Not saying that the other groups weren't good themselves, but getting Furia mixed in that lineup, Disguised in that lineup, we know what Cloud9 can do. Native's kind of been on the rise as well, and I'm really looking forward to, gotta say, I'm rooting for Stallions, and I hope Stallions get signed as well. So we'll see how it all goes. Also wanted to make mention of some of these other regions, as they have also played their games yesterday, and if you missed their games, you missed another treat. So let's take a look at the overall leaderboard for EMEA. Gaming Gladiators finished in first. Next up, obviously Gaming Gladiators, former Omit roster. I still feel bad for Omit, man. They really, it seemed, wanted this roster to stay, but they move over to Gaming Gladiators. Next up in second, Passion in third, Passion UA in fourth, Vex in fifth, Eternal in sixth, Danish in seventh, Navi in eighth, Aurora in ninth, Go Next in 10th, Players in 11th, Forbidden in 12th, Full English in 13th, Trojan, Blacklist, Cybercats, Atlas, Apex, Warlords, and Nessie and Infinite. Then obviously the other teams have not played. So today you're going to be able to see Alliance play, 07 play, Nine Lies play, Exo Clan play, which former E6, by the way. Don't forget, Exo has bought out the E6 or Element 6 organization. Legends Gaming for, the APAC South. No surprise here, but I do got to say there's a lot of drama going on here right now. So Legends Gaming, yes, they got first. No surprise at all. But you do have a lot of these cheating allegations, accusations, whatever you want to call them, coming out from APAC South over the last couple of days. We saw in the Esports World Cup it was going on, that people were saying there was collusion going on, and a team that was already cheating, right? Cold in Hell with Jaspa had already been banned in the past and forfeited their spot. Now they're back under new names and all this stuff going on. Then you've got, just constantly stuff. People getting banned, it seems, playing as duos. I mean, APAC South just in general is a crap show right now, trying to figure out their own self. So hopefully they are not going to turn into some drama, region of the game. And I hope they can balance it all out. Hope they can figure it out. But it definitely seems like there is a culture mixing together of good individuals and then just cheaters, it seems like, because this is an ongoing issue we're seeing in this region as of the last couple of months. But no big surprises here, to be honest with you. In general, all the teams playing pretty solid, and of course a lot of your big teams didn't even get a chance to play yet. We're still waiting to see Lightning Unicorns, Heroes, Virtus Pro, some of these teams that you saw at LAN, of course Akuma as well, another good team. So of course stay tuned in for their next matches as well. Also wanted to make mention of the APAC North. Now once again, they are a little bit ahead of us, so they are technically already playing, but at the time of recording it was still Fnatic, Riddle Order, New J in third, Reject Winity in fourth. Your heavy hitting APAC North teams are showing up and being consistent. Kennetrip on the other hand is not sure what's going on with those guys, man. I really hope the best for them. But they also, everybody, kind of got mixed up into some roster changes as well. Northeption did. I really like the new Northeption roster, and Riddle Order as well, doing some good things. But as of the time of making this video, their next set of games have already started, and Kennetrip Gaming is actually in first place after 2 games. So fingers crossed they stay this way. Not sure if it's going to happen. Riddle Order, Reject Winity up there still as well. So time will tell, obviously. And by the time you see this video, we will have some new final results results. Also, the APAC South team is looking to start pretty shortly after as well. So all those results will be down in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. Of course, like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things inside of the world of Apex Legends esports news. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.